Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 100 of Dudes Brunch, your late night morning talk show where a bunch of people talk to you about the best and worst stuff on the internet. I'm Taylor Olmstead, and with me this week, like every single week for 100 weeks, it's Tyler Reed. Tyler, what'd you have for brunch today?
Hey everybody, happy 100! Oh, it's so good to be here. Today for brunch, well, I got back from a convention, so I'm pretty sure all I had for brunch was coffee and a donut. So you know how that life is.
Sean Evans is here. Sean, what did you have today?
I had berry scones and coffee.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah.
Homemade or store-bought?
I want you to take a whack at that one.
I'm gonna say you had it at a coffee shop.
Nope. I made it at home. See, scones have always perplexed me. Like, I love them, but I hate them. Because I don't understand how you can make something that is, like, so dry.
Intentionally dry.
Like,
That's
I put
valid.
them in the microwave just to warm them up because I make them, like in batches. And, like, they're, like, moist. But when you put them in their mouth, it's, like, instant dry. And it just...
It's like, how do you make a crouton? Why did they make a crouton?
You just put bread in the oven, idiot.
Don't fucking drag croutons into this.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, we're gonna
sacred.
drag you into this. It's Janet Ford. Janet, what'd you have for brunch today?
Hi, I didn't eat anything for brunch, or really anything until 6 p.m. I am ashamed to say, at age 24, I thought I was gonna take on pride, but pride destroyed me.
It's a sin.
That explains the voice. I had a really rough night and an equally rough morning, so it's been a day.
It's called hydration, Janet.
What'd you have for dinner?
Just now, I ate some croutons.
Hey! The heroes of this story.
I know. And some tortilla chips and some salty rice crackers I had. And yeah, that's all I've eaten today. That's all I am going to eat today.
You gotta carb up after a night like that.
Wait, come back to me one more time with that. That was croutons and rice crackers, right? I did hear that.
And tortilla chips. Actually, I did eat some hummus with the tortilla chips, so I did
Okay.
get my plant-based protein.
It's like, that's all salt.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah, no, now I feel like shit because of the whole salt, but that's all
You're-
I wanted.
Already dehydrated.
Tyler, I am not a smart woman, okay?
Alright, as long as that's you're saying that out loud.
Well, she's a smart woman who also knows a lot about scones. It's Emily Bamforth. Emily, what did you have for brunch today?
Is that a segue?
I just assume you know a lot about scones because you're British.
I do. They're very dry, is all I'm saying. They perplex me too. No, this is a sad tale, which I'll make very short. Today I wanted to have something special for brunch, so I wanted a smoothie. And I was like, okay, find smoothie places around me. And it was like, here's a juice bar. And I'm like, that's fine. That's perfectly millennial. I'll have something fancy to talk about on the show. And then I went to the juice bar, which was like 4 minutes away from where I am, or was. And it didn't exist. It just took me to like the middle of the road. There was no juice bar. And so I guess I had like a protein shake for brunch, but it was in the morning, so it doesn't really count. I failed this week.
All right, Zach, let's see if you can pull us out of this. Zach Schockweiler is here. What did you have for brunch today?
I honestly did not have a true brunch. I ate a breakfast, and then I ate like a lunch dinner. For breakfast, I ate a scrambled egg sandwich that I made myself. I put some olive oil, Hellman's mayonnaise on it, and then also put some of that, that Gringo Bandito, like green hot sauce on it, and like mixed it into the mayonnaise. And that was my breakfast.
Sounds delicious.
All right, you motherfuckers, we've been planning this for weeks, and not one of you could have a fucking brunch.
Motherfucker, I live in Covington. I live in Covington. There's no place to get
One of you
brunch.
could have
Literally
had.
dying.
It's okay, Tyler. I'm going to pull it out. So for brunch today, I made my own breakfast scramble. Fred up some hash browns and some bell peppers and onions, scrambled some eggs, mixed all that together with some cheese and salsa, and then topped it off with a cup of coffee. It was delicious.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you.
Okay, so this is a question that I don't think I've ever asked you, and I seriously don't know the answer to. Are you a morning person?
No, not at all.
Really?
You lie.
No, I'm
You
being dead
seem
serious.
like a morning person.
I get up as late as I possibly can to get to wherever I'm going. So if I have to be at work at 8:30, I'm getting up at 7:30. On Sundays, I get up at 9. That way I can eat brunch for this show and then go to church at 11. So
Taylor, you realize that you gave yourself an hour buffer. Like,
yeah,
some
that includes
people
my
do-
30-minute commute, though.
So you wake up 35 minutes before you need to go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Sure.
that's the mark
Yeah,
of
but-
like a true, not a morning person, is like 5 minutes before.
Whatever.
like,
Yeah,
but
because
I
I was
mean,
about to say,
Taylor.
How
like,
late do
really
you guys
good.
get up? Damn.
Very late.
I wake up every morning at 6:30 on the dot, so
Yeah, I get up at 5:45.
Jesus Christ, everyone.
by choice I wake up and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Today I slept in until 8:30 and it was horrible.
I will lay in bed for hours if given the opportunity. I'm like, it's 10 o'clock, motherfuckers. I'm still dicking around on my iPad. But, like, I swear to God, I'm at a convention all week, and I'm like, hey, it's 7 o'clock. I've had exactly 7 hours of sleep. Time for me to rise and shine and start my day.
What convention did you go to?
Origins. It's a game
Hey!
convention.
Was it rad?
It was very good.
In Columbus, right?
Yes,
Yeah, my friend went to that.
which is a great segue. Yeah, so a company asked me to demo their products at Origins. I've never been before, and it was a lot like sort of like a mini Gen Con. So there was less people, but all the big names were there. Right. But was the best part, had nothing to do with board games at all, was that apparently there was the Columbus Coffee Experience, and so apparently there's 17 of these like associated coffee houses in the Columbus like downtown area. And if you went to 4 of them and you got the stamp on this card, you got a free t-shirt.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Is it as soft as everyone's saying it is?
I mean, it's a what's a fuck?
This is the most inside baseball conversation to have on this
I
show
know.
right now.
I'm sorry. It's because every time I go to our local coffee shop, they're like, you gotta get the t-shirt. It's the softest t-shirt you've ever felt. And I'm like...
It's a Toltecs. It's what everyone... It's like, just like that... It's nothing special, but it is a very soft shirt.
What's it made of? Look at the
I-
tag. This is the first
Yeah.
time that this conversation is actually relevant to me, so what is it made of?
It is made out of 65% polyester, 35% ring spun cotton, made in Mexico, pre-shrunk.
That's not nice. Have you guys ever had modal? Go find a modal shirt. I
Yeah.
guarantee it'll change your life.
I can vouch with Sean on that.
And it's made of wood pulp, so it's like super eco-friendly.
That being said, lots of those places were great. One place declined me an ice pour over, and so I was...
What'd you do? What'd you
I
do?
was-
Like smash a mug? Did you
Flip
live in
the
those
table.
coffee house thing ever? Would you go like on Yelp and write a bad review or something?
I didn't tip.
You just oh my God! There's a warrant out for your arrest now.
God,
It was
you can't
probably
go
their
back to...
livelihood.
I had a $5 bill, and I was ready to just keep the change. $2 plus tip, and no, they didn't get it from me. Because they said, oh, that wouldn't taste very good. Our drip iced coffee would taste much better. And you know what? It tasted like fucking shit. It was the worst coffee I had the whole time.
Where was this? Where was this? Someone...
It's the place that's in North Market. That's what's inside of it. To be fair, it was
basically
in the
what
middle-
you're mad about is that you don't like it when people who do their jobs tell you how to consume something.
I mean, it just felt very condescending.
Like
I
if
didn't
somebody
know what I was
said like,
talking
"Don't
about.
wear that red hat with those white shorts," you'd be like, "Oh yeah,"
No tip for you.
and then just like,
you. Yeah.
"You're not gonna tell me how to do crap," and then
It runs off.
I understand, but it's a legitimate thing. If they offer pour-overs, just let me have it. And they made it. They could have just said, "No, sir, we don't
we don't. That's not something that we do. That's not something that we have a lot of experience with. You know, they instead made me sound like I was a fucking idiot. Like I'm like, hey kid, I know you have this pour over coffee. Can you make it cold for me? Can you make it cold? Like, please, just give me what I want.
I don't think I've ever seen you this angry about anything.
Because I really like coffee. I'm sorry. Like, there's people that write their bios, like, love coffee, coffee fanatic. It's in my bloodstream. No, listen.
In celebration of our 100th episode, we asked our listeners for some questions. And so this whole episode, barring Tyler's coffee rant, is just going to be us answering your questions. So I got a big list of questions here, and we're just going to go down them. We got a surprising amount of behind-the-scenes, like, inside baseball podcasty questions. So we're going to try and blow through those pretty quickly at the beginning. First up, listener Roland wants to know, whose idea was it for the show? I guess it was probably mine. I gathered Sean, Tyler, Drew, and a couple other people, and just wanted to try it. We based the original show on a podcast called Clockwise. We've since abandoned that format, but...
You're welcome.
Yeah, but that was kind of where that came from. And the title came from a group of people that I used to get brunch with every Sunday in college, for those who don't know about that.
And it was supposed to be more about those people, but I was like, hey Taylor, let's just fucking record it and see what happens. And the rest was history. We recorded episode -1, episode 0.
Really, I gotta thank Tyler for that, because I had brain crack on this project for so long of like, oh, we gotta get the right mix of people, we gotta get the perfect people. And he was just like, let's do it. And we did it with whoever was available that night, and that's basically the crew that's been doing it the whole time. Nathan wants to know, teen correspondent Nathan, how many times have we gone into a show with no clue what we were about to talk about?
Oh man, at least 86.
Yeah, I was like, is this 100%?
I was going to say, basically everyone is just like a shit show where somebody knows what they're talking about. Or for the first 75, it was like 4 people know what they want to talk about, and the other 3 don't have any idea what they want to talk about. And then... Wait, that doesn't affect anything anymore. God, fuck, yeah. Oh yeah, and then we changed the one subject format, then one person knows what one they're talking about and nobody else knows.
Yeah, generally... we try to share notes before we come on the air, but that doesn't always go super well. And I think our 3 rotating panelists, do you guys ever know what we're talking about before you get here?
No.
No.
I'll be 100% honest. Every single time, I'm like so hyped and I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. And then Taylor would assign like a full album to listen to, and I was like, man, fuck this. So... I wouldn't do it, and then I'd come on the show, and I would feel like an asshole. I'm sorry, Taylor.
Let me personally thank you guys for coming on here and being the lab rats of this show sometimes, where we're like gonna go to that place, the 3 of us, because like that place is some place that we've just inhabited now. And
that place is a 45-minute faux D&D session.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I think that actually it was one of the games that we played, and I think it actually sparked my interest into doing D&D. Yeah. And now I've done D&D for like 8 months.
If this show has accomplished nothing, it has done that.
I do think about it sometimes, and I'm like, what would I do if I had to like make this D&D thing right now?
If I could describe coming onto the show in a very inappropriate, dirty metaphor, it's essentially like the glory hole of hour-long conversations. It's like, well, I guess I'm going in here. Let's hope for the best.
Now hold the fuck on.
You know what the best part of this is? Taylor doesn't have his video set up, so all I see is just him smiling. And then I hear shit like this, and Taylor's just smiling in the corner.
Now, Zach, question. What side of the glory hole are you on?
I'm the guy who drills it and then leaves and lets someone else enjoy it.
Oh, okay. So you're just a facilitator.
I'm just the facilitator.
When you think about it, though, that's really Zach's role when he comes on the show.
Yeah.
He just kind of, like, says some crazy shit and then lets us all respond to it.
Now, let's back the fuck up for just a minute. For like half of the show's existence, we've had like, please write out what your questions are and make an informed opinion about this, and then we're gonna read it. Half of you chose not to read those things.
That's true. Tyler always prepared really good notes for his topics. Sometimes we just didn't read them.
And then no one fucking read it. Then we were like, screw it, we're not doing it anymore.
Actually, that's a pretty good segue into one of Ivan's questions. Ivan wants to know how we all feel about the change in format from the live show to the 4-topic pre-recorded show and now to the 1-topic pre-recorded show. I can start. I think this version that we're doing now is more work on me in terms of, like, the post-show editing, which kind of answers his other question, who edits the show. I do most of it. Sean helps out as well.
I used to do it a little bit, but not anymore.
Yeah, Sean's gotten busy, and so I've taken over a lot of the editing. And I think the editing takes longer now, but the shows are better. What do you guys think?
I really enjoy, because I've come on periodically, so I've experienced them all like once or twice, but I enjoyed the spontaneousness of the live shows. The 4-topic ones were a bit of work, and now I really enjoy the 1-topic. So yeah, it's for me it was like the spontaneous was always more fun because you'd get flustered whenever Tyler or I would say something that wasn't always appropriate, but now it's like what? Now it's good. I like
that time you guys talked about buttholes for 3.5 minutes?
Yes! Oh, I forgot about that.
And that was never gonna leave because we didn't know how to edit in the first, like, how many episodes? It had to have been like 20, right?
Oh, at least the first 20.
Like,
Okay.
I have a gut feeling it was either my first or my second time on the show. And, man, that was a good conversation about buttholes. We can do it again if you'd like.
Let's get an answer from someone else.
I think that was the problem with doing the live show, even though I'm with you guys, like, having the spontaneousness was fun. That, like, you kind of had to be a lot more calculated, I feel like, too, when you're doing the live shows, because you knew it was, like, that was it. The 4-topic was hard to do, because it just got into, like, long rambling for a while. Oh, God. And then I was the one
topics
that...
just... Well, that was 5 minutes.
So, like, I was the one that pushed to do the 1-topic show. That was really my, like, I was like, no, we need to do 1 topic. We just need to do 1 topic, and I like it that way. I feel like we can actually talk about something for... But, I mean, Taylor still killed it because he was like, okay, now we're going to do reoccurring segments. So it's still, like, 4 topics. I mean, if you listen to the show, it's still 20 minutes of talking about what we talked about for the past 99 shows. And then half an hour of us talking about the 1 topic, and then another half an hour of us talking about some internet garbage crap. So... there we go.
The show structure is always in flux, I think. Let's put it that way. Anybody else thoughts on the different formats?
I mean, I haven't been on one since it's been 1-topic because of the aforementioned D&D situation. But I don't know. As someone who now like works on a 10-minute long podcast, shorter feels a little bit better to me. And on top of that, like, it's good to hear like the conversation naturally develop. Like you still get as many like bits in there without switching topics.
Yeah, I would definitely say that was probably the worst part, is that sometimes I would come up with a topic and I'm like, oh, this isn't a topic, this is actually just a personal anecdote. Which, that being said, I do like the new format because I can have personal anecdotes, because I like to sort of interject the few interesting things I have in my life into this show when I can. Like, I went on a coffee tour. So, who finds it interesting? I don't know, but here we are.
I do miss having guests. That was fun.
Yeah, we had a long run of episodes where we had a guest every week. And I think I would love to have guests more often now. I mean, moving forward, I want to do that more. The dog race episode is a highlight for
dog
sure.
race was
Dog
good.
race. Just every episode, bring the dog race guy
Fuck
back.
that guy. He never gave Churchill a number, and I'm so salty about that.
Did you hear what he said though? He has to wade through the swamp of like endless people sending him their dumb dogs.
I don't care. He talked about my dog. He looked at my dog. All I wanted was a fucking number. And now, I don't know what number he is. I look at him and I'm like, are you a good dog? I don't fucking know.
They're all good dogs, Janet.
dogs.
They're not.
What
I like the
what a
unison.
tool.
It's okay. I have his hat, so.
Just
you
tweet
bought
at him. Tweet at him. I bought your hat. Rate my goddamn dog.
Well, first of all, my Twitter is private, as I'm sure everyone here knows. But you guys talked about it. He looked at the picture of my dog. He said he came up with a weird thing for it. He could have just also been like, "Oh, by the way, I'm giving this dog like a 32," and I would have been like,
Oh my god.
"Thanks."
Let's
That's
move on.
pretty.
Good God, let's move on.
Pretty.
I didn't come here to be attacked like this.
Ivan wants to know, looking back, what's your favorite brunch that you've described at the beginning of the show?
Mine was that time that I had there was some dispute from Tyler about this, but I had some tacos, a Corona, and some chocolate at like 11 a.m.
I forgot about that one. That was a
That was my
keeper.
favorite. Yeah.
This is basically gonna be like going through your brunch skeleton closet and just like talking about, because as soon as you said that, I knew like there was this really dark period of time when I probably had cookies for brunch for like 2 months straight, and every single time we got on the show it was like, Sean, what'd you have for brunch? And I was like, cookies, and then next week it was just like a sadder version of cookies, and then it just like followed that pattern for like 8 weeks straight.
I think my favorite was recent, when I had half of a Papa John's pizza for brunch. That was a good one.
Because he had a little too much goofy juice.
Respect.
Janet knows.
Yeah. I think my favorite brunch was the one from this morning. Nothing. I feel like I never eat brunch right before. I feel like every single time I'm on, you guys are like, "What'd you have for brunch?" I'm like, "I didn't eat brunch." Ha 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 ha.
No, there was that time you went to Bob Evans and you got judged by old people.
That happens like every time I go to Bob Evans. You have to be more specific.
Why do you keep going to Bob Evans?
Because fuck
we
the
haven't
olds.
recently. Side note, Columbus has a new Filipino place that does brunch, and I posted it on Instagram, and it was so fucking delicious. It was so tasty.
We'll link to it
But-
in the show notes. It looked really good.
Yeah, oh my god, it's like in this cute rundown. Well, it's like it was in like an old Taco Bell. I don't know. It's location-wise, it's horrible, but delicious.
Frankly, I'm surprised that an old Taco Bell exists because they really just like to burn them to the ground and build one in their place.
That's not true. In Cleveland, there's one that now hosts Hot Dog Diner, which is a place where you can get a pierogi on a hamburger.
Dude, turn the fuck up. I would smash on that.
So our next question comes from Tess. She wants to know, what's something that we haven't talked about yet on the show that we want to? So let's do this.
Buttholes.
Let's do this as kind of a quick little rapid fire round. If you could bring one topic to the show for the next 100, what would you want?
The legacy of the waterfalls.
An honest conversation about Vocaloids.
I want to
Which
be on
is-
that show.
Which is never gonna happen, which is why it'll never be a topic ever.
No, I want to be on that show.
Well, Jada, this is also the part where I say, hey, remember that anime podcast we're probably never gonna have?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna mention, mine would probably be like probably something anime related. I can't deny that.
A real discussion of Yuri on Ice?
Okay, that show ruined my life, and now is a cancer on my.
What does that mean? Please unpack.
No, it just
We
means
don't
that
have time. We have too many questions.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, let me quickly explain why Yuri on Ice has ruined my life. It's because I'm obsessed with the show. It's such a good show. It's beautifully done. It's just so heartwarming to see a lovely gay couple who's happy, and I follow all the I follow the directors on Twitter, and I just get too many updates about it, and I just don't have the money to be doing this. It's just, God. Josh sometimes looks over and he's like, "What you thinking about?" And then I won't answer, and he's like, "Are you thinking about the gay ice skaters again?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
And for that soundbite alone, it was worth the explanation.
That's right.
I love Yuri on Ice.
I would love to talk about the new season of Twin Peaks on this show, but I feel like that would mostly just be me and Zach ranting and everybody else not saying anything.
Hello.
Hello. Mr. Jackpots.
I've watched most of Master of None. I think I've done enough for you, Taylor.
How did you only watch... Oh, wait. I can't get into this debate right now. I'm going to back off the Master of None debate of 2017.
Emily's still pissed she wasn't on that episode.
I'm so mad.
Oh, you should have told me you could have taken my place.
So, what other topics do we want to discuss?
I want to talk about the goddamn Tatari lizard people and how they've infiltrated our government and control everything.
Oh my God, too soon. Too soon to talk about this stuff, man. Like, you can't even joke about this right now. Like, it's too real.
Oh, let me just check Twitter. It probably is happening. No, I'd love to make everyone watch a really shitty reality TV show. That would be excellent.
A long monologue about being a British American.
Yeah, that's it. I just want to talk about myself for like an hour. No, we 90 Day Fiancé. No, Married at First Sight. We should watch Married at First Sight. That's the topic that I want.
I'm down for that. If you want to do that episode, you let us know and I'll watch that with you.
Sure, I'll dive in. Why not?
Thank you, Sean.
That one might actually happen.
Yeah, that's it. I love that show with every fiber of my being. So
Roland wants to know, would we ever record an episode of Dudes Brunch while having or immediately following actual brunch? So if you didn't know, we record the show at like 8 o'clock at night on Sundays. We don't actually record it at brunch time. I don't think I could get everybody out of bed and coherent and not drunk enough to do this show at that hour of the day.
Please, Taylor, please. That's actually what the ideal situation I'd like to have this podcast be in. I feel like if any time was going to be what the show should be, it should be as many people as we can at a brunch table.
That would be a lot of fun.
I mean, I'm willing to throw it down and say, if everyone can meet at my house or at some openly designated location, I'll make brunch.
I really want to agree with this, but I feel like the whole catchphrase of the show is your late night morning talk show. We'd have to like get rid of that whole joke.
At least for one episode. Roland actually did ask later on where he can buy tickets to Dudes Brunch Live, TM. It sounds like Tyler is agreeing to host our first ever live show. Is that what I'm hearing?
Great, I'm in.
Maybe we'll do that for 150 or 200.
Let's push it out to 200.
At some undisclosed date in the future.
Yeah.
We will try and we really should, because we have never all been in the same room. In fact, Tyler and Sean haven't even seen each other in person since we started the show 100 episodes ago.
We're so close, but we're so far apart.
That's right.
So
I think the funny part is actually everything about our podcast is that we don't really have brunch. We don't do it at brunch time. We don't always have dudes.
Thank God.
Oh my God, fucking sham.
It's just a name.
Right.
This show's basically like Who's Line.
Yeah.
And really, I feel like the way I pitch my show to people now is like, it's not about dudes and it has nothing to do with brunch. It's not all dudes and we have really shitty brunch all the time.
you plan for WWDC like it's your birthday?
Do you have strong opinions on Snapchat filters?
Are you tired of 3-hour-long tech podcasts?
Then you should check out 10 Minute Tech Talk. It's a show Emily and I make every single Tuesday where we catch you up on a week's worth of technology news in just 10 minutes. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Google Play, and basically anywhere else you can get podcasts. Getting into the actual subject matter of this podcast and what we usually talk about, Ivan wants to know, what's everybody watching and listening to right now? So let's say pick your top thing you're watching and top thing you're listening to.
I am watching nothing, pretty much. I'm watching the new Twin Peaks. I'm also, as far as new stuff that I'm listening to that newer Run the Jewels album, especially after that one song was in the Black Panther trailer, which was very nice. And I've been going back and listening to a bunch of shit from my youth, like Third Eye Blind and Say Anything, and what else was I listening to? Oh yeah, I fucking been listening to Dashboard Confessional. That's weird.
That is weird. I don't approve of this life choice.
I don't approve of that life choice. And then a bunch of brand new, but that's nothing out of the ordinary.
I just finished Riverdale on Netflix because I'm 13 apparently. And I'm listening to the new Lorde album because it's freaking amazing. And I've just been listening to that over and over and over again.
I've been meaning to download that. I should do that for my commute tomorrow.
Yeah, you should. It's really, really good. It's very Jack Antonoff-y because he's involved with most of the production on it. And so there's a lot of synth. Prepare for a lot of synth.
I also have been watching the new Twin Peaks. It's fantastic. And actually, just today, I started listening to the new Royal Blood album, which is a band that Sean showed us about 50 episodes ago. It's really good. It's more melodic than their last album, but it's a lot of fun.
All right. So Josh and I just got finished watching the new season of MST3K, and it was really good. So we've started rewatching some of those, and then Netflix just announced they're going to start removing Futurama episodes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. So we've been binge watching that hardcore. And music, I've been listening.
Or podcasts, if you're listening to a podcast right now. That counts too.
No, I don't listen to podcasts. Not even this one. No, I'm kidding.
Oh. It's okay.
Fuck the system.
Yeah, Josh is a big podcast person, not me. I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar a lot.
Nice.
I don't know why.
New album or old Kendrick?
New. I've been listening to a lot of the new.
That new Kung Fu Kenny.
What did you just say?
Kendrick Lamar, Kung Fu Kenny.
Is that
That's one of his nicknames, yes.
Oh, gotcha. Alright, anyway, so I guess I'll go, since I've rudely interrupted everyone. I've been watching YouTube mostly still, because I'm a big piece of shit. I finished Arrested Development, which was very good. Please give me season 5. And so I just decided to not continue watching any more television shows on Netflix. So YouTube-wise, I started watching Steven Suptic's channel, who is one of the people that did SourceFed Nerd. And so he just blew up out of nowhere because, like, SourceFed got canceled completely. So he's like, I'm going to make this weird, as he calls it, alternative lifestyle blogs. So they're weird.
I'm about to, legitimately cry because nobody else that I've met watches Steven Suptic. And I'm so excited.
It's like, it's real, but it's like kind of like scripted it's like improv in real life, but it's like sort of about the things he's actually doing, and the lines are very blurred, and it's weird but also very enjoyable all the time. And so then for music, I've just been listening to jazz. This guy named Red Garland I just found, so it's like piano jazz, because I'm fucking weird, I don't know. And I've still been listening to the playlist Neon Party, which I still don't know how to define what that music is, but it's got the beeps and the boops and the BPMs, and I like it, so.
Okay, so I'm really been listening to Yeezus lately. That
Wow,
whole album, I don't know why.
throwback.
I just really, I've been jamming to Yeezus lately. And then I'm gonna share with Janet once I found out that Futurama was going off of Netflix. Just to let you know, Netflix, as of July 1st, I'll be dropping your service because you guys have gotten rid of pretty much everything, and your content is crap. So,
Ooh,
but
spicy.
yeah, so no, really, yeah, I'm tired of them. So, yeah, they got rid of Bob's and they got rid of Futurama. And those are really like the anchors for me having that whole service. So, but that's what made me think about that topic I want to talk about with the waterfalls. Is because that's like a Futurama reference where like the whole family dies throughout the entire series of Futurama, so you kind of have to like, I don't know, be a part of that. But
So Kevin wants to know, what are our thoughts on the flat Earth theories? So I'm assuming he means the resurgence of the flat Earth conspiracy theory.
all right, go ahead and tell me what that is.
That the Earth is flat. People that believe that the Earth is flat.
The Earth is not flat. That's my take on those theories. It's just, it's not.
It's turtles all the way down, guys. Come on.
Doesn't one of the Cavs players think it's flat?
Yes. I don't remember which one, but he did a song with, I forget which rapper thinks the Earth is flat. But they
it's
did a
probably
song
JR.
together.
I can't be JR. He's not.
Am I the only one who like can? I mean, obviously we all think this is stupid, but it's like you can literally like look up at the sky like midday and you can see that it's fucking curved. Like you can see the curvature. Like it's not. Do you just not look up? Like,
Zach. Okay, so tell me this. Look at this. Is this pin bending or is it flat? Huh?
This is going to translate so well. It's Kyrie, by the way.
Oh, it's Kyrie?
Kyrie thinks that the Earth is flat.
No, come on. Not that I have a problem with JR or anything like that, because I love them both.
Yeah, great at basketball, not so great at science.
I tweeted this the other day, and I'll put it in the show notes, but when Twitter updated this week to make everybody's profile pictures round, the account @FlatEarthReal, their profile picture got cropped to a circle, and somebody screenshotted it and said, "This new Twitter update is great."
It's amazing.
So Ivan wants to know, what is everybody's current favorite drink?
Just in general?
I'm assuming he means alcoholic drink because his next question is about drinking games.
Fuck no. Fuck alcohol.
Oh, Janet.
Fuck no.
Yeah, Janet's giving up on it for the next week and a half.
That's what they all say.
What were you drinking last?
Well, here was my mistake. It started with beers, and then I was planning on going home, and then I started drinking liquor at a club I didn't mean to. Oh god. So yeah, no alcohol. I read the label for a beer today, and I almost vomited. Thank you for caring.
I care.
Thank you. Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say something good like Rossi and Monster or something like that.
I do like what is that with the? I do like Jaeger bombs. I will be honest.
Whoa.
That's intense.
Yeah, I like Jaeger bombs. I'm pretty intense.
Well, so it's getting into the hot summer months here in Atlanta, so my current favorite drink is a gin and tonic because it's just nice and light and refreshing, and it doesn't feel like I ate a loaf of bread that sat in the hot sun all day. So
Also, you're 80. That is why your favorite drink is a gin and tonic.
Now, excuse you.
You're literally
I've also
80.
been enjoying gin and tonics because I don't know anything at all.
I feel like recently a lot of people have been into gin and tonics.
they're also really easy to make, which helps.
It just feels like you're spraying air freshener into your mouth. That's what a gin and tonic tastes like to me. Like you just like open your mouth and like sprayed Febreze in it.
Have you done that before?
No. I should test that. That might get me more drunk than a gin and tonic. Like, how do you not? It's just a lot of pine.
That's the best part.
I mean, my favorite drink right now is this drink that they make at a bar in Lakewood, and it's blueberry vodka and rosé, so I can't really...
So basic.
Oh, well, we're done here. All right, let's pack it up, everybody.
That sounds fucking delicious.
It's so good. It's so good. And you have, like, one, and you're like, all right, this is perfect. I'm fine. Gotta bring the basic white girl influence in here.
Well, Zach, how's it going?
It's going good. I didn't know if it was my turn yet or not. I was
It is
waiting.
your turn now.
Okay. I'm normally just a general beer guy. Like I had a really great beer last night at Urban Artifact in Northside, and it was basically a coconut IPA. Not as disgusting as it might sound to everybody. It actually tasted pretty good. It was more of a coconut aftertaste than an actual like heavy body of it. But I've recently been getting into just shots of tequila, oddly enough.
Like, what
There you go.
type of tequila?
Any. I don't care. It all tastes really smooth to me for some reason. I don't know why.
It won't always taste that smooth.
Well, you know, let the good times roll, right?
Exactly.
Honestly, I really haven't been craving alcohol lately. My one thing that I've been going after so hard has been the lime and cucumber Gatorade.
Oh, that sounds good, though.
That does sound good.
They just like we had it in Athens all the time, and then I didn't see it for like years, and I went to the grocery store the other day and they had it there, and I grabbed like 6 like right off the bat, and the dude at the counter who checked me out, he was like this kid. He started like chastising me in the line. He was like, "Oh man, you're gonna hate this stuff," and this is actually what I said to him. I had like a senior moment. I was like, "Yeah, you'll get it when you're older."
Oh!
I was like, damn.
That was fucking brutal.
But I love that stuff. Like I pretty much go to the store like every other day now to get like bottles of it. It's so good. It's amazing.
Side note, speaking of Athens, have you guys seen that Natty has, like, put out a higher alcohol beer?
That sounds like a death at Palmerfest waiting to happen.
It's called Natty Daddy. I am not kidding you.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I got...
Natty Daddies!
we went down to Athens and we found it. And we were like, of course we have to drink this right now. This is exactly what needs to happen. And just... You have, like, 3 and you're smashed. And it's a problem. Or I have, like, 3 and I'm smashed and it's a problem.
Funny story about that. Like, when my second year of graduate school, I had my professor that I was TAing for. I don't know if I can use his name on here. We can bleep it out, but okay. So his name is Dr. And like the students really loved him, so his nickname was Tatty Daddy. And like that's how I initially heard of that, because like everyone would call him Tatty Daddy. So
Ivan also wants to know, as a follow-up question, what's your favorite drinking game? And he says that his current favorite is Mario Kart, which is the drinking game version of Mario Kart.
I would call mine work. Nah, just kidding.
That's dark.
Oh,
Hey!
that hit a little too close to home for me.
I still no, I like Kings. I'm still a big Kings fan.
You know, it's funny you say that, Sean, because you teaching me Kings was the first drinking game I ever learned how to play, and it's still my favorite.
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm in it for the efficiency.
I mean, it's the quickest way to get people...
And drunk as fuck.
Yeah, I like Boom. We played that at a keg party we had like a month ago.
I'm so bad at
And-
Boom.
Watching people try and learn Boom is the funniest thing in the world, because they always do it wrong and somebody always gets spattered with beer, and it makes me chuckle. We had a tarp down, so it wasn't a big deal.
I would have to say Kings is always a good classic. I like Battle Shots just for the novelty of it. But we like, some people go all out with the shots, with Battle Shots. We just did like 6 shots or something like that, and like half of them were watered down. But I do like... Kings is always a solid choice.
No, I don't really have a favorite drinking game. Like, if someone asks me to play something, I'll play it, but it's just like I'm usually just kind of... I guess like beer pong, I suppose, but that's just because I like throwing shit. That's really the only reason.
I always get beat when I play that. I'm a sore loser, so I just don't like to play it anymore. All my cousins are way too good at it, so...
Yeah, I think Sean and I played doubles beer pong one time together and both realized we were horrible and stopped.
So what we're saying is that Dudes Brunch Live needs to be instead either a game of Kings or a game of beer pong.
Oh god, not beer pong. We'd be here forever.
The only time I ever played a drinking game was when I challenged one of my friends to Super Smash Bros. And every time we lost the stock, we would drink some of our like just pure whiskey. I think it was. I think we were just drinking which we were playing.
Was it
like
good whiskey?
I don't remember because it was at the Whitford family drinking contest, so it was all the Whitford boys drinking each other. And so then Austin and I were just trying to figure out what the fuck to do, and so we're like, just grabbed a bottle of whatever, and we were just...
You said the word whiskey, and my stomach literally did this. Like, it just, like, crumpled into itself.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, God.
I mean, to be fair, if someone's pouring me a shot of something that I don't have to pay for, it's got to be whiskey, right?
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
The old Kentucky Tavern is apparently the drink of choice at the Rucks. So.
That sounds like a well whiskey if I ever heard of one.
It sure is. But boy, would I like to play a casual game of Kings.
Hey guys, Zach Schonkweiler here. You may recognize me from my previous appearances right here on Dudes Brunch, in which I sound like a total asshole. But I'm actually a pretty ordinary guy, with an extremely ordinary podcast called Ordinary Folk, which is now part of the Dudes Brunch network. On Ordinary Folk, I like to sit down with people who I've met that I find truly interesting because of their passions and what they do, and try to have a unique conversation, finding out why it is they do what they do, and how they got to where they are now. It's quite a glorious adventure of curiosity and conversation, if I do say so myself, and I think I just did. We'll be returning with new episodes later this summer. So until then, stay tuned, stay hungry, stay true, and stay ordinary, you beautiful creatures.
So our final set of questions are all hypothetical questions, which we've done a lot of hypothetical questions in the history of this show, so that seems fitting. The first one comes from Kevin. He wants to know, what is one non-career life goal that each of us has?
Boston Marathon.
Similarly, I want to run any marathon before I'm 40.
I would like to write or record a solo acoustic album of some of the songs I've been writing.
It's easier than you think.
Yeah, Sean did one. It's pretty good.
Mine's probably either, like, have a kid or make some candles. Like, those are the
Those are such polar opposites.
But they could be the same thing. They could be your candle children.
Oh, now it just got
sing
really
along.
sad.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's sad.
It's like
No,
bring
what-
human life into the world. Make candles.
Making candles is hard, man.
That sounds like a really romantic evening, Emily. Go make some
Just one
candles,
night.
burn the candles.
Make a baby.
You know what I mean? It's
Oh, honey, we have to put the children to bed.
Mom, where do babies come from? Well, you see, when Mommy makes some candles.
Well, that took a turn.
Ooh, that gets suddenly extremely sexy.
I don't like this game anymore. Let's...
Wait, so we're talking about just goals? Like, I guess if Emily's goals are like something as insignificant as a candle and
what? Oh my god! Shut up, Tyler. It's not insignificant.
You're right. You're
Candles
right.
are hard to make.
Emily's clearly all about romance, and as for you, you dirty machine. You're just like
You dirty machine. This is amazing.
I am
Oh,
Tyler.
goodness.
Please let me do things to you.
Let me take you to Pound Town.
Oh, it just got gross.
Choo choo.
Tyler, what non-career related goals do you have?
So I would say something about I want to go to Japan or Hawaii. Hawaii's a close second because it's like American Japan, and that's pretty neat. And then also probably have a corgi or a Shiba Inu, I think is what I eventually want to have.
And probably like pet an otter, probably to round it out.
I think that's all of our goal is to pet an otter. It's just a question of which otter you want to pet.
I forgot the tale as old as time. Song as old as rhyme. Sea or river otter.
Janet, did you have one?
No, I started thinking about it too much, and then I got sad.
Oh,
I do have like one thing that I just thought about. I've always wanted to like see my favorite band, and like something happens to their drummer, and they're like, "Oh, we need somebody to come up and play drums for our entire set. Does anybody in the audience know all of our songs?" And I can like raise my hand and be like, "Yeah, that's me." And they're like, "Come and play with us." And then I like get to just play a whole set with my favorite band like behind the drums. That'd be amazing.
Kind of like the Who when like Keith Moon like took all those fucking horse tranquilizers and passed out, and they just grabbed that one random kid out of the audience.
That's what I mean. That would be like a dream.
Well, their drummer might be dead, but I mean, as long as your dream is fulfilled, that's all that matters.
Isn't that what it's all about?
Oh, I have one. I want to go to Bali. That's it. I just want to... That'd be cool. What's a life achievement I'd like?
Ivan wants to know, would you punch a bear or a beehive, and why?
Oh, this is the kind of questions I really like to do.
I'm pretty sure he wrote this one just for you, Sean.
See, I actually thought about this one day. This is the only question I actually read. I went with beehive.
why?
Because you get a good shot at a beehive, and you can get away because like they're bees, and like there wasn't specifically like what kind of bees they were. Like they're not like like some kind of colonized smart bee. You ain't getting away from a bear. Bears are huge. Like you hit a bear's just gonna like look at you and just swipe your face right off. Right? With bees, you just go and get in some water. You'll be okay.
That was my immediate thought was bees don't do water, so I would just punch the beehive and then run to the nearest body of water. I'm punching a beehive.
But how far away is the body of water?
We don't know,
What if
but
you're in the Sahara Desert?
there aren't bees in the Sahara
Yeah, what
Desert.
if you're
I'm still doing
water?
bees. I'm still doing bees. It doesn't matter. If there's no water, I'm still punching a beehive.
No, I mean, like, I agree with you. That makes sense because they're also not going to know necessarily where the threat is coming from. They'll just come out. So if you punch away from the entryway to the beehive, you will probably get away with a couple of stings.
Mm-hmm.
I would punch one of those trained circus bears in Russia. That probably wouldn't maul me back. Because
Interesting spin on the question.
yes, I know I've been swearing a lot during this podcast, but fuck bees. They're horrible, and I would never choose that option.
Most bees don't want to sting you. Fun fact.
That's true, but they're still terrifying, and I hate them. And sometimes they come into my house where I live uninvited, and I don't appreciate them doing that. A bear has never come into my house, so.
So maybe like let's like reduce like the threat level here. Like how much pain could like a beehive really do? Like maybe like you kick like a ferret or like a weasel.
Tyler, you're changing the rules of the question entirely.
What the hell are you
What are you
talking
punching,
about?
a bear or a
Yeah,
beehive? You
I
have two choices.
What I'm saying is like I think it has to be obviously a beehive because I think a bear will absolutely kill you if he's not very happy.
Yeah.
That's why you go with the circus bear.
That's a stipulation that you're making, and I still feel like even if you
It didn't say in the question that I couldn't add it.
the assumption is that this would provoke the creature to be aggressive against you, and I feel like either way it's gonna be bad.
I think
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pick a bear because if I punch a bear, I'm just gonna punch it hard enough to kill it. That's that's the
I
new
love video games.
stipulation.
You're right.
You got that Wonder Woman punch.
You just
Yeah.
hurt him.
what if the bear is hibernating?
She's got those crazy ludicrous arms from the Get Back video, and she's just gonna like fucking clobber that thing.
Man, it's a tough question. I think I'm gonna have to go with the bees because once again, jump in the water, you're fine. You know. Also, if you just have to be wearing a beekeeper's outfit, still fine.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, how's the beekeeper's outfit gonna protect you from a bear, Janet?
That's fair. You got me there.
What about a bear keep?
What does that
like
look
a
like?
cattle
Like a safe? What is it?
A safe.
It's just like a cage. It's like a shark cage, but for bears.
Yeah, it's a bear keeper.
See, I mean, I don't want to. I'm going to quote Stephen Colbert here and say that bears are the #1 threat of the threat down. Just look it up. But like, bears can sprint. Bears are taller than me. Bears can climb trees. Bears breathe air. Bears like. If bears could fly, they would be the ultimate predator.
Yeah, but bees.
What if you had to
can
punch a
fly?
hive full of bears?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's ridiculous.
What if bears lived in hives? That's an even scarier
That's
thought.
horrifying.
That
but
you
they
could piss
don't.
off a hive
Bees
of bears.
live in hives.
By the way, there was a show where they pit like a bunch of animals against each other and like tested it to see what animal is the ultimate warrior or predator, and a hippo won, not a bear.
Yeah, hippos are.
That's just
terrifying.
television. You can't believe everything you see on there.
It's science.
Yeah, hippos
They also-
are horrifying.
In that same genre, they also had like a Navy SEAL versus a Spetsnaz soldier, and I think they had the Navy SEAL coming out because like it was like a fluke, like it was like too close to call, and I was like, I don't know, that just seems like
U.S. propaganda.
I watched that show. It was science.
So, Christian wants to know, do you think a real-life Tarzan would actually wear a loincloth?
No.
yes, why not?
Why would he?
That's the correct answer, I think. It's, why would he? I don't see any reason why a real Tarzan in the wild would actually wear a loincloth.
None of his gorilla friends are.
None of his gorilla friends even wear clothes at all.
Exactly, so why would he?
Project Runway.
He was raised amongst the gorillas. For all he knows, he is a gorilla.
Oh, you see, okay, so this is really interesting because when you guys said that he wouldn't wear a loincloth, I figured that you guys were going to say, like, well, he'd wear, like, pants and a t-shirt or something. I wasn't thinking that, like, he
would just be naked. No, Sean, I was with you. When they first said it, I was like, oh, I guess he'd just wear shorts.
I guess he'd wear a suit. Like, no.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he would actually be naked. But no, you're right. No, he wouldn't wear a loincloth. You're totally right. What a great question. It totally changed our worldview. God. Tyler, Zach, loincloth? No loincloth? Suit? I don't know.
No loincloth.
Swim trunks?
No loincloth. I don't know. I feel like, though, as he got older, and this is going to sound gross, like everything I say, but I feel like the dangliness, he'd try to find a way to, like, remedy that and kind of get some constraint on it.
Hey, just because he lives in the jungle doesn't mean he doesn't have some kind of decency or sense of self-worth. Like,
I'm just saying, well, that's a social... Self-worth is a social construct. Come on. That doesn't exist in the jungle. It's kill or be killed. Dangle or no dangle.
Yeah, bees or bears.
Bees or bears.
It's the same.
Come on, swinging around at those high velocities.
Oh my god.
We're moving on.
Next.
So our last question comes from Kevin. He asks, if each one of the Dudes Brunch team could be a kitchen utensil, what would you be and why? Point of reference, I'm Big Spoon, and you can't use that one. So, assuming we're not Big Spoon, what kitchen utensil would you be?
What do we want to be, or what do we think we currently are?
What you currently are.
Good distinction.
My first thought was, have you guys seen those Brachiosaurus strainers? The strainers that look like... And then I was like, God, that is just so annoying if I chose that. So I'm going to go with like a pair of... no, never mind. Sounds sexual. I guess I'm going with the dinosaur.
Dinosaur strainer?
Got him.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a strainer? Or is it like a ladle?
I've got both. I bought an off-brand
I've got
version.
the ladle.
Yeah, I've got a ladle, and then there's another one which is like a little strainer, which is really...
Just be true to yourself, Janet. It's all right.
I think, unfortunately, the part of me that is true to myself says, even though it's really annoying, you have to go with the dinosaur ladle. Though I did have like a flashback to high school Janet, and high school Janet is not something I ever aspire to be ever again, so...
High school Janet was really into dinosaurs.
High school Janet was unfortunate.
Emily, please save us from this dark pit of nostalgia despair.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
What kitchen utensil would you be?
I'd be a whisk, I think. Because it's really... but I don't want to say why because it's depressing. So I'm just going to say, like, it's really useful, but for things that you don't really need every day, and it, like, is excessive most of the time. Like, you can make, like, a baked Alaska with, like, a meringue with it, but, like, you can't use it on a daily basis. Nobody uses a whisk on a daily basis. Which is, I feel like, my life view to most things.
All right, keep it rolling with that depressing train.
What?
I would say I'm kind of like the magic bullet. Like, I'm not the best, like, blender, but, you know, if you need, like, a multi-purpose blender that can kind of do, like, everything, I'm definitely the one for that.
Similarly, I would say I'm a butter knife, and that usually use me for daily tasks. But sometimes, you know, I can cut a really shitty steak.
I'm gonna go with the coffee mug because I like to think of myself as this, like, everyman kind of person. So, and everybody has coffee mugs, and you can do so much with the coffee mug. You can, like, eat soup out of it. You can put coffee in it. You can, like, put it in the microwave. I mean, it's just a good, like, all-purpose kitchen thing. You can smash bugs with it. I mean,
I'm gonna question that one.
Who smashes bugs with a coffee mug? Yeah, who does that?
Apparently, Sean. So I guess that leaves me.
you're a melon baller.
Thanks, but no. I was gonna say measuring spoons.
Of course you're plural.
Just in the sense that I feel like I do a lot of different small things that all add up to something. Whether or not that's a good thing, I don't know. But it feels like my life is a bunch of small compartments.
Distinctly
so I'm going
disconnected
with
from
spoons.
one another, but somehow forged together through a common thread. Ooh, look at that poetry.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
It's palatable.
I know, right? It's such a good metaphor. I'm going to round out our 100th episode by just giving everybody that's not me a chance to talk and say anything that they want to say after these first 100 episodes of Dudes Brunch. Anybody have any reflections or things to say?
First of all, I just want to thank everybody, all the guests who are on the show and who have ever been on this show. If you're listening to this, thank you guys for being on here, because it's fantastic to have you on here. You guys make our show, and that too thanks to our listeners. I was doing the math the other day, and I think if you listen to every one of our episodes, you've been listening to us for, oh my god, like 5 days straight. Geez, thanks for giving me that much of your time. I really appreciate it. Taylor, thanks for making this show happen. You're the man. Yeah, just huge thanks to everybody. Like, this has been such a joyful experience for me, and hopefully at episode 200 I'll still feel like this.
Thank you, Tyler, for being the door that opened and brought me into this. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for always having me back. Every time, like, I get off, I'm like, man, I swore a lot more than usual that time. They probably won't ask me to come back. And then every time you guys do, and I'm like, oh. And, I don't know, I know we were all in marching band in high school together, but Sean, I never talked to you. I think I remember distinctly talking to you once in high school. And I don't think I've physically seen you since then. So I'm glad we were able to develop this friendship over the magic of the internet. And
Oh yeah, well, even if you talk that, Sean, I think technically he's dead now.
Yeah,
like, this is a
old
new
Sean.
Sean. Yeah. So just like you were saying, like that.
yeah, it's okay.
Like this is Sean like 3.0 now. So like that's cool.
Sean C138.
He's basically C139. That's
Yeah.
it.
And Tyler, I was pretty intimidated of you in high school, so I'm glad
Great.
we can talk about anime and shit. Taylor, you're...
Pud.
Oh,
Drops the insult.
Well,
Literally
fine,
anyone in the
alright.
world could be
I'm
intimidated
going
by
back
being
to being
considered.
intimidated, I guess.
I guess so. I guess that brief.
You were popular, and I was a freshman. It was so scary.
Tyler Reed was popular?
Yeah, I'd say
We
so.
called him Beans.
Yeah, but, like, he was cool enough to have a nickname.
Oh my god, we've had like a lot of grow up moments on this show in the past 2 years, haven't you? Like when we started this show, didn't you get your citizenship when we were on this show?
I didn't
Did that
have
happen?
it.
Did I remember that right?
I didn't have it, and then...
And now you are?
Now I am.
Which, thank God you did, because boy, would you probably not be in this country right now.
Oh my god. Nobody else in my family they all just have their green cards, and my brother is very relaxed about it, because my mom called all of us in like a panic about how we all need to become, well, not me, but like everyone else needs to become a U.S. citizen. My brother literally apparently just looked her in the face and said, if they deport me, they deport me, and that's that.
Would they deport him to Canada or Japan?
Canada. Now, the Japanese no longer accept us because my mother mated with a white person, so they don't want our kind.
God, we ruin everything.
Yup. Oh yeah, but Taylor, you are a good friend, so I'm glad to talk to you guys.
Yeah, I feel like we've all grown up nicely. Like, Zach got a new job, Tyler's got consistent work, Emily, Janet's a citizen now. Taylor was living in
This is
Ohio.
called-
We were all living in Ohio. Now we're all different
I
places
still
now.
live in Ohio.
That's why I
Emily,
just
you're
said
already
Emily.
successful,
It wasn't
okay?
like it wasn't a shot at you. It was just like Emily.
It's code for Sean has no idea what I do.
You and I got a championship together.
Yeah, we did.
Well, and Emily was
Sean and I.
still in college during her first time on the show, I think.
Maybe?
Because I graduated
Maybe.
early, and we started the show right when I graduated.
Yeah, I was still in college, I guess. I think the first time I was on the show, I had just graduated college.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in a different apartment. I moved apartments, but I'm still at the same gig. So the only thing that's changed is, that ring we got a year ago. The Cavs won. And that's about it. And that's all that matters.
Yep. Well, you got a new apartment. That was fun. Remember you moving?
Aww.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
this family is so good.
Even though it's our 100th episode and you know all of our Twitter handles by heart, we're still going to do shameless plugs, starting, like always, with Tyler Reed. Tyler, where can they find you?
Hey everybody, you can find my design work at TylerDReed.com, and you can find me on socials as TDR Design on Instagram and Twitter.
Sean Evans, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at sevens8910, and I did a new rip comic about a month ago, but I don't think I have time to plug it yet. So check that out, kids.
Zach Schonkweiler, where can they find you?
Hey guys, you can find me at Shonkadamus, that's SHONKADAMUS, on both Instagram and Twitter. Please don't look up my Facebook, that's for personal use only. You can also check out my podcast, The Ordinary Folk Podcast, which will eventually be back for Season 2 whenever I get the gumption to actually do it, and it will be part of the Dudes Brunch Network, so check that out.
Woot woot. Emily Bamforth, where can they find you?
You can find me at Emily M. Bamforth, and we haven't had a chance to plug the new podcast that Taylor and I are doing. It's called 10 Minute Tech Talk, and it's all the tech news you need to know each week in 10 minutes, and that's also part of the Dudes Brunch Network.
And Janet Ford, where can they find you?
Don't contact me. No. Well, everything's private.
What about your
and
Snapchat?
Before I would It's private now. I made it all private.
Just for the record, everyone should know that Janet is a survivalist, and she spends 5 days a week off the grid, away from everything, so just don't try and look for her. Her alias is Janet
name.
Ford. Witness protection said that we can't let her have their real name, but whatever. It's a whole different story now.
So then what people can do, here's what people can do. They can tweet at Tyler and yell at him about how he hasn't started an anime podcast with Janet yet. How's that?
Yeah. If you tweet at Tyler, and if Tyler responds to it, then I'll see it. And I'll be like, oh, remember when we talked about that? And then I won't reach out to Tyler to actually plan it.
It's going to happen one of these days, folks.
I'd like to.
Yeah, remember one time we did a video game podcast? That was great.
Tyler, you and I need to do another podcast again.
That one time, singular.
I'm jealous of Taylor and Emily's little 10-minute tech talk thing. We need to do something like Beards Monthly or something.
Can I be part of that?
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, the thought was we could peek behind the kimono a bit. We were like, I was saying to Taylor, hey, I like this 10-minute tech talk. What if we did more 10-minute like politics talk, and Sean could just be like, you know what, guys, it's still really shitty and bad, but here's the latest news.
That would be pretty great.
We did do a couple segments of news you'll never use.
Oh, that would be a fun show.
We could do that again.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at TC Olmstead. And of course, you can like and follow the show. We are at Dudes Brunch. If you really like us, give us a review on Apple Podcasts. That helps new people find the show. And we'll see you next time for episode 101.
r/Dudes Brunch.
Oh yeah, and subscribe to the subreddit. It's r/Dudes Brunch. We'll see you all next time.
Are you like some kind of like coffee pervert? Do you like go in to like coffee shops and like go over to where they have like the beans and like
I don't fondle the beans if that's what you're asking.
just fondle them a little bit and like sniff them, like get them all in your face?
Ew, stop.